Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about my 10 favorite TV shows when I was a child. If you haven't subscribed already or liked, please do the things. Tell me what you think at the end of the video. Tell me about your favorite TV shows when you were a child compared to mine. Maybe yours is different to mine, but yeah, I feel like my favorite TV shows had a lot to do with my upbringing and where I'm at today mentally. I'm going to be giving you the 10 TV shows according to the categories that I grouped them, and then I'm going to be explaining each category as to what it did to my life. Okay, so the superhero and superpower TV shows that I liked were Smallville, Ben 10, Dragon Ball Z, WWE, Power Rangers, and Kyle XY. So the Power Rangers, everybody knows that there's a whole lot of Power Rangers series out there, sequels and stuff. My favorite one when I was still a child was Time Force. And then the celebrity and rich life type of series, you know, that type of higher lifestyle, was Hannah Montana and Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And then the future series type of predictions based, or people that have traveled to the future, you know, or to the future or to the past, it's Phil of the Future and That's So Raven. Now I'm going to explain why these superhero and superpower series were so important to me. When I was still a child, it was a big fantasy of mine to wonder how superheroes or people with superpowers go about living their lives, whether it's double lives or whether it's saving people, you know, just as a living. I wanted to find out what is their mindset, why do they do it, do they help people to get pleasure from it, is it something they get a kick from, is it something that they were destined or programmed to do from birth. You know, that really interested me because I had visions or hopes to one day change the world. I still do, but at the time, you know, when you're young, you're excited for life, excited for what the world has to offer. So that's why I gravitated towards those shows, you know, because it was young people changing the world, and it was kind of people that were in the middle age group. It wasn't just one type of thing. It was a whole lot of variety of age groups. And then the celebrity rich life, why I was so interested in that. As a child, I always used to be fascinated with celebrities who go to school. So celebrities, let's say you during the night or weekends, you're doing gigs or you shooting movie acting roles or you're performing at clubs, and then during the week you're at school living the average everyday teenage life. It interested me a lot. I always used to wonder and feel like or wanted to be a celebrity to that point. You know, obviously I didn't become a celebrity when I was a child and stuff, but you always used to intrigue me. You know, those type of stuff used to interest me, and it really drew me towards that lifestyle and finding out more information. You know, that caused me to go to YouTube and try to find out more information to these people's lives as to how they really live in real life as well. Are they the same people they are on the screen? You know, most of them were not, but like, you know, those type of series really used to interest me. And then the series that really interested me, the future ones, or you see in the future or you see in the past, Phil of the Future and That's So Raven. Why those series? I think at the time everybody knows Nickelodeon and Disney Channel were peaking at the time, so there was no other TV shows really I was obsessed with. So it was just that TV show, you know, or that channel, Cartoon Network, and they were playing these type of series and stuff. So as soon as I saw that there was a series about a child or a family that traveled from the future to the past to live out their normal lives and, you know, go to school and just live like the ordinary human being, that also used to interest me. I remember Heroes was on at the time, but I wasn't really a big fan of it, so I just gravitated towards a more comedic type of thing, Full of the Future, because the people on Heroes were in at school. I can remember. I know Smallville, you know, Clark was at school, but I don't think Heroes started from school. Maybe they did. I'm not sure. Maybe the guy was in high school, the main actor. I'm not sure, but Full of the Future is the one I gravitated more towards. The same with Kyle XY. He was still at school. You know, he was an extraordinary kid. He was at school. He was born from a pod, so, you know, he had to go to school to live like a normal human being, but he wasn't a normal human being. You know, he had extraordinary abilities because, you know, he had no belly button and stuff. So those stuff used to really interested me. So that's why Full of the Future interested me, because they brought the gadgets as well from the future. You know, he just stood out from the rest, even though he knew how to fit in. He was still a human being at the end of the day. So that's why I was so intrigued by, you know, that lifestyle, trying to adapt to what's going on, you know, in the real world. And the reason why I loved That's So Raven so much is because it was actually the first African American show that I watched on TV that was comedic at the time, and I really enjoyed it. I know there were others as well on other TV shows, but that was the first kind of one that introduced me to African American TV shows that are really interesting to watch. Normal Family, the Raven has, abilities to predict the future, has premonitions type of thing. But at the same time, she was also normal like everybody else. She wasn't an alien, or her family didn't come from a spaceship or anything like that. She just had extraordinary abilities. And Cody and friends were all normal people. So I really enjoy those TV shows. I think it's 10 that I gave you. What are your 10? What did you watch when you were a child? For me personally, all of those TV shows that I used to watch, there were others as well, but these ones are the ones that stood out immediately when I thought about my childhood. These all played a part in the person that I am becoming, or the person that I currently am. I think I didn't do a lot of things when I was young. I didn't like to go out. So a lot of the things that I learned from the internet. So basically, I'm an internet kid. I'm like, I was raised from there. So yeah, I used to watch TV a lot, I remember, because the internet wasn't really that big at the time. It was still expensive and we couldn't really afford it. So TV was the outlet for us. So yeah, what were your favorite TV shows? What did you watch when you were younger? Were you somebody that used to go out more rather, or spend time outside and playing on the sand, playing with your friends and stuff? For me, I first had to go through the transition of watching TV and being closed off, and then as time went, I started opening up. I started, exploring the world, and I started, letting people into where I stayed, and I started going to the places they stayed. That way I experienced the average or the normal way to grow up as a child, instead of always being isolated. Big shout out to my friends at the time. I think it was very easy to go to someone's house and you leave or come back. There were no fights that happened. We didn't really, it wasn't like there was no breakdown that happened that stopped the friendships. I think people just grew old or grew other interest into other things. I remember we used to play a lot at my other friend's house. We used to play Dragon Ball Z a lot there. We used to play against each other and stuff. And then as time went, as we grew older, friendships just fade away because your interests grow into other things. You play sport, you go to school, you spend most of your time at school. So that's how we started drifting apart. But I think those relationships and those TV shows really played a part in who I became, or who I'm becoming. What were you watching when you were younger? Were you watching Ben 10? Were you watching Very Odd Godparents? Were you watching, what else was there? Powerpuff Girls. What were you watching? Zoe 101? Because those are the other ones that I used to watch, but I didn't mention them because they weren't in my top 10. Tell me what you were watching, because do you relate to my list, or have you watched anything that I put on my list? Because I know if you didn't, I can understand. Because I really had a childhood. I really embraced my childhood, especially in front of the TV. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you leave a like, subscribe, comment. If you're new to the channel, please check out my other videos and tell me what you think. Catch you guys on the next video.